Good day, everyone. In the previous chapter, we learned about hypothesis testing for a single sample, which focused on testing the mean, variance, and proportion. In this chapter, Chapter 9, we will study the statistical inference of two samples, which help us compare two groups to see if there is a significant difference between them. This includes testing the difference between two means, two variance, and two proportions. Learning how to make inferences using two samples is important because it allows us to make conclusions about two populations based on sample data. It also helps us understand whether the differences we see in the data are real or just due to chance. This topic is presented by Group 5, composed by Arian Amador, Leanne Mosquiza, Lorraine Luis Villasoto, Vince Barte, Elijah Manalo, and Mark Gian Ogalisco. Also, Mark Jalo Mendoza. Next slide, please. For the intended learning outcomes. First, test hypothesis on the difference in means of two normal distribution. This means that you should be able to compare the average values or the means of two groups to see if they are significantly different from each other. And you will learn how to use z-test for the to know the variance or the sample size, and the t-test to for the variance in the if the variant is unknown or the sample size. For example, you might want to compare the average test score of two different classes to see if one performs better than the other one. Second is test hypothesis on the difference between variances of two normal distribution. This outcome focuses on determining whether the variability of two sets of data are in the same or different. Third is test hypothesis on the difference between population proportion. This means that you will learn how to compare proportions or percentages between two groups. Third is use the p-value approach for making decision in hypothesis test. This means that it will teach you how to make conclusion based on p-value, which tells you how unlikely your likely your results are if the null hypothesis were true. You will learn how to interpret the p-value to decide whether to reject or fail the null hypothesis. Next slide, please. For the overview of this chapter, we have four topics. The first topic is inference of on the difference in means of two normal distributions, variance known. Second is inference on the difference in means of two normal distribution, variance known. Third is inference on the variance of two normal distribution, and the last is inference on two population proportion. To discuss the next slide, here is Miss Lay Ann Mosquiza.
So for our topic 9.1, we have the inference on the difference in means of two normal distributions, variance known. So this means we will use the test of difference of means which given na yung variance. So this test is used to determine if there is a statistically significant difference between the two populations that share the same characteristics. So when conducting such a test, we typically form the two hypotheses. First one is called the null hypothesis. So this is mathematically represented as null hypothesis mu1 is equal to mu2, which means there is no significant difference between the two groups. So next slide po. And then the other hypothesis is called the alternative hypothesis. So this hypothesis states that there is a significant difference between the means of the two groups. So the mathematical representation of the alternative hypothesis depends on whether it is a two-tailed or a one-tailed test. So for the significant difference of a two-tailed test, it is mathematically represented as alternative hypothesis mu1 is not equal to mu2. For the significant difference of a one-tailed test, mathematically represented as alternative hypothesis mu1 is greater than mu2, or alternative hypothesis mu1 is less than mu2. This test checks if one mean is specifically greater than or less than the other. Next slide po. And then for the test of difference of means for large samples, so for example, yung given samples natin ay greater than or equal to 30, so there will be two separate independent random samples drawn from the two populations. So gagamitin natin dito yung z-statistic to test the hypothesis about the difference between the population means. So for our formula for the z-statistic, we have we have we have there the x bar are the sample means of the two groups, and then the mu1 and mu2 are the population means of the two groups. For our sigma squared, these are the population variances of the two groups. And then we have n sub 1 and n sub 2 for the sample sizes. So we use the formula x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 minus mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2 over the square root of sigma squared 1 over n sub 1 plus sigma squared sub 2 over n sub 2. So, for simplified z-statistic formula, yung null hypothesis natin is mu1 minus mu2 is equal to d sub 0. So, the formula for the z-statistic simplifies to z is equal to x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2, and then ima-minus na lang natin siya sa d sub 0 over the square root of sigma squared 1 over n sub 1 plus sigma squared 2 over n sub 2. And if the population variances are unknown, you can estimate them using the sample standard deviations, S sub 1 and S sub 2. And to better understand our 9.1, we will proceed to the sample problems.
So for the sample problem number 1, for the 9.1 topic is Yanni owns a clothing brand and noticed that the quality of fabrics from her Chinese supplier has declined. To maintain her brand's standard, she is considering switching to a new textile supplier from Paris. To help her decide, she compared the quality of textile from both producers. The Chinese supplier had a mean quality rating of 8.1 with a standard deviation of 2.9 from a sample of 19 textiles. The Paris supplier had a mean rating of 9.5 with a standard deviation of 4.9 from a sample of 36 textile. Determine if there is a significant difference in the mean quality of textiles at a 5% level of significance. So first, sulat po muna natin yung given, yung China and Paris. For the Chinese supplier is X bar sub 1 is equals to 8.1 and sigma sub 1 is equals to 2.9 and sub 1 is 19, and for the Paris is x bar sub 2 is equals to 9.5, sigma sub 2 is equals to 4.9, and n sub 2 is equals to 36. For the significance level, which is alpha 5% is equals to 0.05. Since we are checking if there are any difference, this is a two-tailed test. So for the null hypothesis is for null hypothesis, it means that no difference mu1 is equals to mu2. And for the alternative null hypothesis, there is a difference. Mu1 is not equals to mu2, where mu1 is equals to mean quality of Chinese supplier and mu2 is equals to mean quality of Paris supplier. Then, we use the formula to compute the z, which is diniscuss po ni Ms. Leanne Mosquisa kanina, na z is equals to quantity x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 minus d sub 0 all over square root of sigma sub 1 squared over n sub 1 plus sigma 2 squared over n sub 2. So, d sub 0 is equals to 0 since we assume that there is no difference for the null hypothesis. So, we substitute isa-substitute na po natin yung mga nakuha po nating values kanina dito po sa ating formula na diniscuss. So, z is equals to quantity 8.1 minus 9.5 minus d sub 0. So, dahil po 0 na po yung ating d sub 0, dahil yan po yung difference ng mu1 and mu2. All over square root of 2.9 squared over 19 plus 4.9 squared over 36. Z is equals to negative 1.329075046 or negative 1.33. So, as we can see po dito na nasa acceptance region po siya. And nakalagay po na we fail to reject null hypothesis since negative 1.33 is in the acceptance region. Bakit po siya nasa acceptance region? Kung makikita po natin yung sa z-table po, nakalagay po dun sa baba, is equals to positive negative 1.96. Saan po ba natin makukuha yung positive negative 1.96? So first, pwede po pa scroll up po. Hindi po, dun po sa dito lang po sa ating yan. Makikita po natin yung alpha 0.05. Ang gagawin po natin dyan is i-divide po natin sa 2. So, 0.05 divided by 2 is 0.025. So, ibig sabihin po, meron pong 2.5% sa 5%. So, nahati po siya each tail. So, ano po yung tail na yun? Yun po yung right and left tail. Which is sa right tail is yung 0.025 and then sa left tail naman po is magma-minus po tayo ng 1. So 1 minus 0.025 which is 0.975. So and makikita po natin siya sa z-table. Alam ko naman po na lahat po ay marunong gumamit ng z-table. So hahanapin nyo lang po yung 0.975 and makikita niyo po siya sa positive negative 1.96. Kaya po ang nakalagay po dito is reject null hypothesis if z is less than negative 1.96 or greater than 1.96. So for the p-value approach, p is equals to p, quantity absolute value of c greater than negative 1.33. So, dahil dalawa po yung p natin dyan, ililipat po na, itatranspose natin yung isang p, kaya magiging 2p, quantity z, less than negative 1.33. So, para times po natin siya dun sa 2p, hanapin po natin yung value ng negative 1.33 sa z-table. So, ang negative 1.33 po sa z-table is 0.09176. So, yung 0.09176 is itatimes po natin siya sa 2. Kaya ang magiging sagot po is 0.1836. So, makikita po natin dyan na it is greater than 0.05. So, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, for the conclusion, therefore, there is no significant difference in the mean quality of textiles between Chinese supplier and the Paris supplier at the 5% level of significance. Kasi Yanni does not have sufficient evidence to say that the Paris supplier produces better or worse fabric than the Chinese supplier. So, for the sample problem number 2, Kia opened her pastry shop and she only sold chocolate croissants and macarons. She plans to add 2 new pastries, egg tart and pistachio eclair. To decide which pastry to add, she baked and sold 60 pieces of each pastry for testing. After selling them, she collected sales data and starts comparing the 2 pastries. The egg tart had a mean of 50 with a standard deviation of 15 from a sample of 25, while the pistachio eclair had a mean sale of 60 with a standard deviation of 20 from a sample of 30. At the 10% level of significance, determine whether there is a significant difference between the mean sales of 2 pastries. So first, isusulat po muna natin yung ating mga given na sa egg tart and chocolate eclair. For the egg tart, x bar sub 1 is equals to 50, sigma 1 is equals to 15, n sub 1 is equals to 25, chocolate eclair, x bar sub 1 is equals to 60, and sigma sub 2 is equals to 20, and sub 2 is equals to 30. For the significance difference, is alpha is equals to 10% or 0.10%. Then, isusulat po ulit natin yung ating hypothesis. For the null hypothesis which is no difference, is mu1 is equals to mu2, and for the alternative hypothesis, which is there is a difference, mu1 is not equals to mu2, where yung mu1 is the mean sale of egg tart and yung mu2 is the mean sale of chocolate eclair. And susulat po natin yung alpha na 0.10 and gagamitan po natin siya ng two-tailed test ulit. And nakasulat din po dito yung mga formula po na gagamitin natin. So, magsasubstitute na po tayo to compute for the z. So, z is equals to 50, which is yun po yung sa egg tart, minus 60 na chocolate eclair, minus dz0. So, hindi lang po nakalagay dyan na makakancel yung dz0 and magiging 0 na po yan. All over square root of 15 squared all over 25 plus 20 squared all over 30. Z is equals to negative 2.116036848 or negative 2.12. So, negative 2.12 is we reject the null hypothesis. Bakit po na-reject yung null hypothesis? Tingnan po ulit natin yung z-table, which is positive negative 1.645. Makikita po ulit natin yan sa z-table. Ang gagawin po natin dun sa alpha, sa taas na 0.10, yung may nakalagay po na two-tailed test, is i-divide po natin siya sa 2. So, pag dinivide po natin siya sa 2, magiging 0.5 po siya. And then, yung sabi ko nga po, 5% siya each tail, which is yung tail po nun ay meron pong left and right tail, which is po sa right is yung 0.5, and kapag naman po area of to the left is ma-minus po ng 1 is magiging 1 minus 0.05. So 1 minus 0.05 is equals to, wait lang po, is equals to 0.95. And kung makikita po natin yan sa z-table, ang makikita po nating value ng 0.95 is positive negative 1.645. So, nakalagay po dyan is reject null hypothesis if z is less than negative 1.645 or less than 1.645. So, for the p-value approach, p is equals to p, quantity absolute value greater than negative 2.12, and then sabi ko nga po kanina na yung p po dito is ililipat po sa itatranspose po kaya magiging 2p times z less than negative 2.12. So, para ito pong negative 2.12, makikita po natin yan sa z-table. Ang value po is 0.01743. Ito pong 0.01743 is ita-times po natin siya sa 2 dahil yan po yung value ng P. So, ang magiging sagot po is 0.03486 is less than 0.10. So, we reject the null hypothesis. Yun po, nakasulat po na we reject the null hypothesis since nga po yung z is equals to negative 2.12, it lies in the rejection region and the p-value is, which is yun nga pong 0.03486, less than po siya sa 0.10 na ating significance level. So, for the conclusion, there is a significant difference between the mean sales of egg tart and chocolate eclair at the 10% level. So, ito po, this means na ito pong conclusion natin is yung difference nga po ng average sales natin ng egg tart at chocolate eclair is unlikely due to the chance po na mas mataas nga po yung naging benta. And the chocolate eclair performs better based on the sample sales. So, ang chocolate eclair po is ma-add na po sa menu ni Kia. To discuss the another sample problem, here is Miss Leanne Mosquisa. Thank you.
So for our another sample problem, we have in response to recent bomb threats at Batangas State University, its two main campuses are now assessing the effectiveness of their evacuation procedures. The Pablo Bourbon campus recorded an average evacuation time of 25 minutes and a standard deviation of 6 minutes based on the data from 55 classrooms. Meanwhile, Alangilan campus gave longer average time of 30 minutes from 60 classrooms with a standard deviation of 8 minutes. However, the security at Alangilan campus noticed about 20% of the time students were not following the procedures correctly, so they increased the standard deviation by 15%. Determine if there is a significant difference in the mean evacuation times of both campuses at 2% level of significance, assuming that the evacuation times are normally distributed. So, for this problem, ang unang gagawin natin ay ililist natin yung mga given. So, we have Pablo Bourbon and Alangilan campus. For our sample mean, x bar 1, for Pablo Bourbon, we have 25 minutes. X bar sub 2, for Alangilan, we have 30 minutes. Since ang given ay sample standard deviation, gagamitin nating symbol ay S sub 1, for Pablo Bourbon, we have 6 minutes. And then S sub 2 for Alangilan. So, sa Alangilan, ang given na standard deviation ay 8 minutes, pero since nag-increase by 15%, so imumultiply natin sa 0.15 yung 8 minutes and then i-add natin sa given na 8 minutes. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng standard deviation na 9.2 minutes for Alangilan. And then for our sample size, we have N sub 1 for Pablo Bourbon, 55 classrooms, and then N sub 2 for Alangilan, we have 60 classrooms. And then, magfo-form na tayo ng hypothesis. So, for our null hypothesis, we have mu1 is equal to mu2, which means there is no significant difference in the mean evacuation times between the two campuses. And then for our alternative hypothesis, we have mu1 is not equal to mu2, which will mean there is a significant difference in the mean evacuation times between the two campuses. And then for our solution, so ang gagamitin nating formula is instead of sigma for our population standard deviation, so ang gagamitin natin is yung S squared since ang given nga ay standard deviation. So, isa-substitute natin yung mga given sa formula and then makukuha natin yung z computed natin na negative 3.48. For our z table, so hahanapin kasi natin after ng computation is hanapin natin yung critical value. So, nakuha natin yung positive, negative 2.33 from our Z table since ang given na level of significance ay ang given na level of significance ay 0.02 and it is a two-tailed test, i-divide natin by 2 yung 0.02. So, makakakuha tayo ng level of significance na 0.01. And then, ima-minus natin siya sa 1. So, makakakuha tayo ng value na 0.99. Ngayon, yung 0.99, hahanapin naman natin siya sa ating Z-table. And makikita natin na yung 0.99 kapag hinanap natin sa ating Z-table, maglalay siya sa positive, negative 2.33. So, sabi dito, ire-reject daw natin yung null hypothesis if ang ating Z computed ay less than negative 2.33 or greater than positive 2.33. So, since ang negative 3.48 na Z-computed natin ay less than negative 2.33, it falls on the rejection region. So, to further check, we use the p-value approach. Yung p-value is number between 0 and 1, and if the number is lower than 0.05, then we reject the null hypothesis. But if it is greater than 0.05, then i-accept natin yung null hypothesis. So we have the formula 2p quantity z is less than or equal to negative 3.48. So sa ating Z-table again, sa negative 3.48, makakakita tayo ng value na 0.00025. So, since ang ating problem ay two-tailed test, imumultiply natin siya by 2. And then, makukuha natin yung p-value na 0.0005. So, yung 0.0005, less than siya sa ating given na significance level of 0.02. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis since the Z computed negative 3.48 lies in the rejection region and the p-value 0.0005 is less than 0.02 na significance level natin. So to conclude this problem, i-accept natin ang ating alternative hypothesis and then i-reject natin ang null hypothesis. So, ibig sabihin, there is a significant difference in the mean evacuation times between the Pablo Bourbon and the Alangilan campus. So, for our next problem, for 9.1, we have student researchers wants to determine if there is a significant difference in the average heart rate increase of second-year electrical engineering students during their path-fit class. A sample of 40 students played table tennis and had an increased heart rate of 30 beats per minute. On the other hand, a sample of 45 students played badminton and had an increased heart rate of 33 beats per minute. The population standard deviation for table tennis is 5 beats per minute and 6 beats per minute for badminton. Using a 5% significance level, test whether there is a significant difference in the mean heart rate increase between the two sports. So again, ililist natin yung mga given for table tennis and for badminton. For our sample mean, X bar sub 1 for table tennis we have 30 beats per minute and then X bar sub 2 for badminton we have 33 beats per minute. And then we have a sample size for table tennis and sub 1 is equal to 40 students and sub 2 is equal to 45 students for badminton. And then ang given this time ay population standard deviation, so we use the symbol sigma sub 1 is equal to 5 beats per minute for table tennis and then sigma sub 2 for badminton we have 6 beats per minute. And then for our two hypotheses, for our null hypothesis, mu1 is equal to mu2, which means there is no significant difference in the mean heart rate increase between the two sports. And then for our alternative hypothesis, we have mu1 is not equal to mu2, which means there is a significant difference in the mean heart rate increase between the two sports. So these two hypotheses are what we are going to prove. So for our solution, we use the formula again, and this time we use the, since ang given is the population standard deviation, so ang gagamitin natin is the sigma squared. So, isa-substitute natin yung mga values, and then makakakuha tayo ng z-computed natin na negative 2.51. So, for our critical values, we have level of significance 0.05 since ang given ay 5%. And then, this problem is also a two-tailed test. So, i-divide natin sa 2 yung 0.05. And then, makakakuha tayo ng level of significance na 0.025. So, ima-minus ulit natin siya sa 1 and makakakuha tayo ng value na 0.975. Ngayon, yung 0.975 using the z-table, hahanapin natin siya and makikita natin siya na naglalay under the positive-negative 1.96. So, if our z computed is greater than positive 1.96 but less than negative 1.96, i-reject natin yung null hypothesis. So, since ang negative 2.51 na z computed natin ay less than negative 1.96 and positive 1.96 is greater than negative 2.51, we fail to reject our null hypothesis. So for our conclusion, ibig sabihin, there is a significant difference in the mean heart rate increase of the students. And that concludes our topic 9.1.
Okay, wow. Thank you, Lay and Aryan, for that precise and clear reporting of yours. So ngayon guys, dako naman tayo sa 9.2 natin, which is yung about inference on the difference in means of two normal distributions, variance unknown. So doon pa lang guys sa topic natin, parang may imagine na natin or may papasok ng insight sa utak natin kung ano ba talaga yung topic na i-discuss ko ngayon. Kasi nga sabi doon sa difference in means of two normal distribution. Kumbaga parang napasok na sa utak natin na may i-compare tayo or meron tayong dalawang groups na hanapan ng pagkakaiba. Sa ganun ba? This topic is important in statistics because it helps us compare two population or groups, especially when we don't know their true variances. Examples include comparing test scores of two classes, the strength of two materials, or the efficiency of two machines. So, punta muna tayo. Bibigyan nating pakahulugan kung ano nga ba talaga yung inference on two means. Yun daw ay statistical method na ginagamit para mag-compare ng averages ng dalawang independent groups. It also help us determine whether any observed difference in sample mean is real or simply due to random chance. So sa madaling salita or in other words, we are trying to answer, are these two means really different or does it just look that way because of something but variation? So punta naman tayo sa kung ano nakasulat sa PPT namin. So kung makikita nyo dyan, nandyan yung pooled t-test for small samples. Makikita nyo meron dyang naka-open and close parenthesis which is yung 30 is greater than n. Dito kasi sa problem ng topic namin, minsan yung mga binibigay na sample sizes ay below 30. So ang nangyayari, ang gagamitin natin dyan is yung pooled t-test. Kasi nga, ang nakalagay dyan, 30 is greater than n. So kapag gano'n na lumabas, matik, pooled t-test ang gagamitin natin. So ayan nga, nakalagay, use when comparing the means of two population when you have small sample sizes and the population variances are unknown but assumed to be equal. So syempre, sa pagkuha ng t-statistic, meron tayong formula dyan, which is t is equal to x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 minus d sub 0 over sp times the square root of 1 over n sub 1 plus 1 over n sub 2. Next slide, please. So, ito, meron pang isa. Yung kanina, di ba, doon sa formula ng T statistic, doon sa denominator, meron doon nakalagay na SP. So, ang ibig sabihin ng SP doon ay ito. Itong pooled standard deviation na yun, nakalagay SP. The pooled standard deviation is a weighted average of the sample standard deviations used to estimate the common population standard deviation. So, para saan nga ba yung pooled standard deviation? Or saan siya ginagamit? So, pooled standard deviation is used when we assume that the two populations have equal variances. Yun ang tatandaan nyo guys ha. Kapag ka pooled standard deviation, gagamitin natin yun kapag pag nag-assume tayo na yung dalawang population have equal variances. This assumption allow us to combine the data from both samples to get a more precise estimate of the common standard deviation. So, syempre, meron yung formula or meron tayong formula na ginagamit para makuha ang pooled standard deviation. S sub p squared is equal to S sub 1 squared times the quantity of n sub 1 minus 1 plus S sub 2 squared times the quantity of n sub 2 minus 1 all over n sub 1 plus n sub 2 minus 2. So, next slide please. So, dito naman tayo sa unequal variances t-test known as the Welch t-test. Diyan kasi sa inference and difference in means of two normal distribution, variance unknown, madalas meron siyang two cases or meron tayong two cases na ma-encounter sa bawat problem na natin. Isa na dyan yung unequal variances at isa yung nabanggit ko kanina dun sa may part na pooled standard deviation, which is, di ba, siya natin gagamitin ng pooled standard deviation kapag equal yung variances nila. Tapos ito yung isa, unequal variances, used to compare the means of two population when you have the following condition. Unknown population variances, you don't know the true variances of the two population. So yun yung tatandaan nyo kapag gagamit kayo ng unequal variances t-test, dapat hindi nyo alam or we don't know the true variances ng dalawang populations. Next slide, please. Unequal population variances. You cannot assume that the variances of the two populations are equal, or in mathematically, sigma sub 1 squared is not equal to sigma sub 2 squared. This is key difference from the pooled t-test. So, 'di ba kung kanina may pinakita sa atin ng PPT natin na unang formula ng T statistic. Kung dito makikita nyo, meron din siyang formula ng T statistic. Minsan kasi magkakaiba yan. Depende sa may encounter nyo na situation ng problem nyo, kung yun ba ay equal, unequal. Basta mga ganun ba, kung two-tailed, right-tailed, left-tailed. Minsan kasi may mga iba't ibang formula na ginagamit. And for unequal naman, unequal population variances, and getting T statistic, ito yung ginagamit nating formula. T is equal to X bar sub 1 minus X bar sub 2 minus D sub 0 over, so ayan, di ba? Kung nakita nyo yung difference nung sa kanina, yung una nating formula for T statistic is meron siyang SP dun sa denominator niya, while dito, sa unequal population variances ay wala. Ang natira is square root of S sub 1 squared over N sub 1 plus S sub 2 squared over N sub 2. Tapos, ayan, another key terms for our topic is yung degrees of freedom, or represented as V, victory. Because the variances are not assumed to be equal, not assumed to be equal, the degrees of freedom for these t-tests are calculated differently done in the standard test. Ganun din sa kapag may na-encounter iba't ibang scenario sa problem, iba't ibang formula din ng degrees of freedom ang magagamit nyo. Pero kapag unequal variances yung problem natin, ang gagamitin nating formula for degrees of freedom ay, next slide po please. This one. So ito yung mahabang formula for degrees of freedom. Kung makikita nyo, mahaba nga. Pero dun sa isa, meron siyang maikling formula. Depende. Depende nga sa sinasabi ka pa ulit-ulit na sinasabi kanina pa. So, ang formula ng for the approximate degrees of freedom is V is equal to S sub 1 squared over N sub 1 plus S sub 2 squared over N sub 2, open and close parenthesis, squared over S sub 1 squared over N sub 1, open and close parenthesis, squared over N sub 1 minus 1 plus S sub 2 squared over N sub 2, open and close parenthesis, squared over N sub 2 minus 1. And ayan, kung makikita nyo sa baba, nandyan yung kung ano yung meaning ng mga symbols or key terms na nado sa formula natin for S sub 1 and S sub 2. Yun yung sample variances ng dalawang groups. Tapos do sa N sub 1 naman and N sub 2, yun yung sample sizes ng dalawang groups. So ngayon, dadako tayo sa first example problem para sa ating 9.2. Okay, for our first problem, a test was conducted on engineering data analysis and differential equation to see if there was any significant difference between the performance of two teachers. The final exam score of 17 students were sampled in engineering data analysis, yielding a mean score of 98 with a standard deviation of 3.5. The mean final exam score of differential equation was 94 with a standard deviation of 2.8 using a sample student of 16. Again, determine if there is any major difference at 5% significance level. So first na gagawin natin, list nyo muna yung given syempre para mas ma-identify nyo or mas makita nyo kung ano ba talaga yung need na hanapin sa problem na yan. So first, dun muna sa engineering data analysis, yung mga given data doon, which is yung N sub 1 natin na 17, then X bar sub 1 na 92, S sub 1 na 3.5, then doon naman sa tayo sa differential equation, N sub 2 na 16, X bar sub 2 na 94, then S sub 2 na 2.8. At tapos kung makikita nyo dyan, meron siyang alpha, which is 0.05. Ayan yung significance level natin na nandun, na stated dun sa problem natin. Yung 5%. Kinonvert ko lang sa 0.05 or sa decimal. Then kung makikita nyo, meron siyang alpha divided by 2. Tapos naging 0.025. Saan ko nakuha yan? Dun yan ang galing sa 0.05. Kumbaga, dinivide yung sa 2. Why? Bakit ko dinivide? Kasi yung problem natin is two-tailed test. Bakit siya two-tailed test? Kasi ang tatandaan nyo guys, kapag para ma-identify natin kung two-tailed ba yung problem natin, kung right-tailed or left-tailed, kapag two-tailed, meron tayo laging pinagko-compare or meron tayong hinahanap na difference between two groups na pinagko-compare natin. And malino naman na stated sa problem natin na ang sabi nga, we're going to find if there's any difference sa performance ng dalawang teachers. So ayun, kaya nangyari, two-tailed yung problem natin. Then next, state your hypothesis. First is yung null hypothesis nyo na mu1 minus mu2 is equal to 0. Then alternative hypothesis is mu1 minus mu2 is not equal to 0. Then first thing to do is find your degree of freedom. Kasi, kumbaga, unequal population variances ang nandyan sa problem natin. So, yun nga, formula for our degree of freedom. V is equal to S sub 1 squared over N sub 1 plus S sub 2 squared over N sub 2, open and close parenthesis, squared, then over S sub 1 squared over N sub 1, open and close parenthesis, squared, over N sub 1 minus 1, plus S sub 2 squared over N sub 2, open and close parenthesis, squared, over N sub 2 minus 1. Then, substitute the given lang. Para sa S sub 1 natin, 3.5 over 17 plus 2.8 squared over 16. Then, open and close parenthesis, squared over 3.5 squared over 17, open and close parenthesis, squared. Then, over 16. Diniretso ko na po yan, no? Kasi kung makikita nyo doon sa formula, N sub 1 minus 1. Ngayon, baka magtataka kayo, naging 16 siya kasi nga, minus ko na yung 17 sa 1. Tapos, same as dun sa kabila na naging 15 siya kasi minus ko na din sa 1. Kumbaga, dinretso ko na agad. Then, getting the value of those is equal to 1.465523875 over 0.484596297 will give us the value of degrees of freedom to of 3.024216015. Diyan, dito kasi pag nakuha natin yung degrees of freedom, ang sunod natin gagawin, hanapin natin yung critical value. Di ba, alam naman natin na yung critical value natin, somewhere mahanap natin sa Z-table, T-table, o kung anumang table yan. Ngayon, wala naman dun na may decimal. So, ang gagawin natin, ano natin siya, round off sa nearest possible decimal place. Kung ano man yun. So, kung makikita nyo doon, dito sa may taas ulit na critical value, T3 siya, di ba? Kasi ni-round off ko na siya sa 3. Then, yung alpha divided by 2 natin na 0.025. If gusto nyo makita, look nyo na lang sa kasi basta, ang lumabas niyang value sa critical value is yung 3.1824. Tapos gawa tayo dyan ng parang ng region or ng mga shaded region with sa kaliwa, negative din dito sa kanan, positive. Then, sunod natin gagawin is yung T statistic natin. Anong formula natin for T statistic? Di ba may dalawa tayong formula kanina? Yung isa do sa denominator may SP, at yung pangalawa, yung wala. Ang gagamitin natin, yung wala. So, ang formula is x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 minus, yan yung d sub 0 kanina. Since wala namang given sa problem natin, magiging 0 yan mamaya pag sinubstitute natin ng mga value. All over square root of s sub 1 squared over n sub 1 plus s sub 2 squared over n sub 2. Then, ayun, substitute the given lang ulit. 92 minus 94 minus 0. Ayun yung sinasabi ko kanina na magiging 0 lang din siya kasi wala namang binigay sa atin na given nung d sub 0 na yun. Then, all over 3.5 squared over 17 plus 2.8 squared over 16 is equal to negative 2 over 1.100267347 will give us a value of T is equal to negative 1.81774003. And since yung value ng T statistic natin is nag-fall sa shaded region natin, which is dito sa pagitan ng negative 3.1824 na to, we can reject na yung null hypothesis natin. So since ang magiging conclusion natin is since our value falls to the shaded region, we can conclude that there are significant difference between the performance of the two teacher. So next problem natin is to be presented po by Beans.
So, sa problem 2 naman po ng 9.2, an electronics students want to compare the true average battery life of two new laptop models. 10 units of Model A were tested, which gave an average battery life of 5.2 hours with a sample standard deviation of 1.2 hours. Meanwhile, 13 units of Model B were tested, which gave an average battery life of 6.4 hours with a sample standard deviation of 1 hour. How to know if there is statistical evidence to claim that the true average battery life of Model A exceeds Model B by more than 0.5 hours using a significance of 5% level. So, ang una po natin gagawin muna ay kukuhanin yung mga given na N sub A equals 10 units, sa N sub B naman po ay 13 units, sa X bar sub A naman po ay 5.2 hours, sa X bar sub B naman po ay 6.4 hours, sa S sub A naman po ay 1.2 hour, sa Ah, sa S sub B naman po ay 1R. Tapos po ang ating significance level po ay 0.05. Pagkatapos po kunin natin yung mga given, alamin po natin kung anong null hypothesis at alternative hypothesis. So ang ating pong null hypothesis ay mu A minus mu B is not greater than 0.5. Tapos sa alternative hypothesis naman po ay mu A minus mu B is exceed or greater than 0.5. Tapos po ang ating problem ay Reitel test po. Pagkatapos po nun, alamin po natin kung ano gagamitin na formula. So, ang ating pong formula ay parang pong mga difference parang difference between two means. Then so ang gagamitin po natin formula ay ito pong diniscuss ni Aleja kanina na P is equal x bar sub A minus x bar sub B minus D sub 0 over square root of s squared sub A over n sub A plus s squared sub B over n sub B. Then, substitute lang po natin. So, magiging 5.2 minus 6.4 minus 0.5. Magiging ano po yan? Negative 1.7. Sa denominator naman po ay square root of 1.2 squared over 10 plus 1.0 squared over 13. So, magiging 0.47. And divide lang po natin yung negative 1.7 over negative 0.47. So, magiging t-test po natin ay negative 3.617. Pagkatapos po kunin natin yung t-test, hanapan naman po natin yung value ng degree of freedom. So, yan po ang ating formula sa degree of freedom na sinabi din ni Aleja. Hindi ko na babasahin. Alam niyo na yun. Then, pagkasulat niyo po ang formula ng degree of freedom, ilalagay niyo lang ulit yung mga value ng value. So, magiging 0.144 plus 0.0769 squared over 0.114 squared over 10 minus 1 plus 0.0769 over 13 minus 1. So, magiging 0.0488 over 0.0023 plus 0.005. Pag-plus lang po natin yung denominator. So, magiging po yan? 0.0488 over 0.0028. Divide lang po natin yan. So, magiging degree of freedom po natin ay 17. Tapos, ang pagkuha naman po ng critical value ay table ng degree of freedom. So, hanapin niyo lang po natin yung 0.05 na significance levels dun sa taas ng table. Then, sa kaliwa naman po, sa left side, makikita niyo po yung mga degree of freedom. Hanapin lang po natin yung nakuha nating degree of freedom na 17. Then pagkatapos nun, itugma nyo lang po yon. So, makukuha po natin na critical value ay 1.7396. So, makikita po natin na since ang ating pong t-test, t value is negative 3.617 is not greater than sa nakuha natin na critical value na 1.7396. So, we do not reject the null hypothesis. So, our conclusion is there is no statistical evidence to support the claim that the true average battery life of model A exceeds model B by more than 0.5 hours. So, ang next pong problem na magdi-discuss po ay si Lorraine.
So for problem number 3, a group of students want to examine how long it takes for two types of paint, paint A and paint B, to dry. For paint A, 10 samples were tested and the average time to dry was 45 minutes with a standard deviation of 4 minutes. For paint B, 8 samples were tested and the average drying time was 42 minutes with a standard deviation of 3 minutes. At a 5% significance level, can we conclude that paint A takes more than 1 minute longer than paint B to dry? So, ang gagamitin po natin dito ay one-tailed test since hindi naman tayo magko-compare. For given, n sub A is equals to 10, n sub B is equals to 8, DO is equals to 1, x bar sub A is equals to 45, x bar sub B is equals to 42, S sub A is equals to 4, S sub B is equals to 3, and the alpha is 0.05, which is in significance level na 5%. Then, ang null hypothesis natin ay mu1 minus mu2 is less than equal to 1. At ang alternative null hypothesis is mu1 minus mu2 is greater than 1. To get the t statistics, the quantity of x bar sub A minus x bar sub B is equals to DO, which is in 45 minus 42 times negative 1. And then, sa denominator naman, the square root of s sub A squared over n sub A plus s sub B squared over n sub B is the square root of 4 squared over 10 and 3 squared over 8. So, ang magiging total nun ay 1.2116. Then, sa pag-determine naman ng degrees of freedom, isa-substitute lang din natin yon. Then, ang magiging kakalabasan niya ay 15.9607 or V is equals to 15. Para naman makita sa critical value, yung 0.05, yun yung significance level at yung 15, yun yung sa degree of freedom. Kaya nakuha si 1.753, nakuha siya sa T-table, and doon natin makikita na ang DF is 15 and ang one-tailed test yung 0.05. So, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, the conclusion, the t-test analysis indicates that at 5% significance level, there is no enough statistical evidence to support that paint A takes more than 1 minute longer to dry than paint B. Next po.
So now let's move on to our next topic entitled Inference on the Variance of Two Normal Distribution. This section covers the F-test, which is used to determine if the variances of two normally distributed populations are equal. The test begins with the null hypothesis, or H sub 0, that states that two population variances are identical, which can be stated by H sub 0 is sigma sub 1 squared is equal to sigma sub 2 squared. This outlines the three possible alternative hypotheses or H sub 1. Next slide po. Now, this outlines the three possible alternatives hypothesis or H sub 1 for an F-test comparing two population variances. The alternatives are, if sigma sub 1 squared is less than sigma sub 2 squared, then the variance of the first population is less than the second, or a one-tailed test. Then, if sigma sub 1 squared is greater than sigma sub 2 squared, then the variance of the first population is greater than the second, or a one-tailed test. Then lastly, if sigma sub 1 squared is not equal to sigma sub 2 squared, then the variance of the two populations are not equal, or a two-tailed test. Next po. The F-value is the test statistics used in the F-test for comparing two population variances. It is calculated as the ratio of two sample variances, with the formula F is equals to S sub 1 squared over S sub 2 squared, where S sub 1 squared is the sample variance from the first population, then S sub 2 squared is the sample variance from the second population. This explains the distribution that the F statistic follows. If the two populations are normally distributed and the null hypothesis of equal variances is true, the calculated F value follows a probability distribution known as the F distribution. The distribution is defined by two parameters called the degree of freedom. If v sub 1 is equals to n sub 1 minus 1, then the degree of freedom for the numerator or in the sample 1. Then if v sub 2 is equals to n sub 2 minus 1, the degree of the freedom for the denominator or for the sample 2. Next slide. This defines the critical regions used to make a decision in the F-test. The specific rule for rejecting the null hypothesis depends on the alternative hypothesis you are testing. If sigma sub 1 squared is less than sigma sub 2 squared, you reject the null hypothesis if the calculated F statistic is less than the critical value from the left tail of the F distribution. Then for sigma sub 1 squared is greater than sigma sub 2 squared, you reject the null hypothesis if the calculated F statistics is greater than the critical value from the right tail. Then, for sigma sub 1 squared is not equal to sigma sub 2 squared, you reject the null hypothesis if the F statistics is either too small or too large, falling into either tail of the distribution. These critical values are found using an F distribution table with the respective degree of freedom, V sub 1 and V sub 2, and the chosen significance level. For further understanding, let's proceed to the sample problems.
So for our sample problem 1, sa topic po natin na 9.3. So punta po muna tayo. Ito po siya. Two PE teachers at Ibahan St. James Academy Incorporated wants to find out if both of their stopwatches are equally consistent when recording sprint times. Teacher A timed 16 runs and had an average variation of 9 seconds, while Teacher B timed 21 runs and had an average variation of 4 seconds. Using a 5% level of significance, can we conclude that the two stopwatches differ in their variability? So, ang first step po natin is isulat po natin muna ang mga given. So, gaya nga po na sinabi kanina, ang n sub 1 po is the sample size. So, n sub 1 is equals to 16, galing po siya kay Teacher A. And n sub 2 is equals to 10 to 1, galing po siya kay Teacher B. Then, ang s sub 1 squared po is ito po yung sample variance natin, which is makikita po natin yung sample variance dito po sa average variation na nasa. So, sample variance 1 po is equals to 9 and sample variance 2 is equals to 4 po. And then, ang ating level of significance po is 5%, equivalent po siya ng 0.05. And dahil ang hinahanap po natin is difference in their variability, magiging two-tailed test po siya. And para naman po sa formula ng F-test po natin, F is equals to S sub 1 squared all over S sub 2 squared. So, una po natin gagawin after nun is ilalagay po natin yung pagkuha ng sub-values ng F para po sa lower critical value and upper critical value. So, para po sa lower critical value, 1 minus level of significance over 2. So, ito po siya. Nilagay lang po natin yung mga values. 1 minus 0.05 over 2 and magiging 0.975 po siya. And para naman po sa upper critical value, ang formula po natin is level of significance over 2 at magiging equals po siya sa 0.025. And para po makuha yung pinaka-value niya, ito po yung formula po, 1 all over F level of significance, V2 and V1 po. So, para po makuha natin ang V2 and V1, ito po ang formula natin, gaya din po na sinabi kanina. V sub 1 is equals to N sub 1 minus 1. So, kukunin po natin yung N sub 1 natin, which is 16, minus 1 po, magiging 15 po siya. And ang ating N sub 2 naman po is 21, minus 1, magiging 20 po siya. So, para naman po makuha na natin ang pinaka-value ng lower and upper, gagamitin na po natin yung mga formulas po dito. So, for the upper critical value po, F is equals to 0.025, which is ito po, nakalagay, 15 and 20. Ito pong 15 and 20 na variance 1 and variance 2, yun po yung magiging degrees of freedom po natin. So, para po natin nakuha yung 2.20, makukuha po natin yan sa F distribution table para po sa 0.05 level of significance. So, ang value po natin ng DF1 is 15 and degrees of freedom po natin is 20. So, punta lang po tayo sa F distribution table po natin, 0.05. So, para po sa DF1 daw po natin kanina, ang variance 1 is 15 and ang DF2 po natin is 20. Hanapin lang po yung intersection nila. So, ang intersection po nila is, ito po, 2.20. So, yan po ang equivalent ng kanila. Kaya po, nakuha natin yung sagot dito sa 9.3 na 2.20 po. Ito po. Yan, ito po. And yan po ang magiging upper critical value po natin. And para naman po sa lower critical value, 1 minus 0.05 over 2, 0.975. So, makikita mo naman po natin siya dito. F sub 0.975, 15 and 20 is equal to, ito po, 1 all over F sub 0.05, 20 and 15. So, kung kanino po, 15 and 20 ang ating degrees of freedom, ngayon po nabaliktad naman po siya. 20 naman po ang sa taas, then 15 po doon sa kaliwang side. So, 2.33 po siya. Ito po ay makikita lang din natin sa F distribution table. So, babalik po tayo doon, 20 and 15 po. Sa taas po is 20. Ito po. And sa kaliwa po is 15. So, hanapin lang po natin intersection nila, which is 2.33. Yun po. Kaya po natin nakuha yung 2.33. Nilagay lang po natin siya doon sa formula po. Ito po siya. And then, balik lang po tayo sa problem. After po natin makuha yun, lagay natin sa formula. 1 is all over 2.33. Magiging sagot po is 0.4291845,494 or simplified po natin siya na 0.43. So, ito pong dalawang nakuha natin na values which is 2.20 and 0.43. Sila po yung magiging lower critical value which is ito po and 2.20 sa taas upper critical value. Kaya po nakagawa tayo ng pagbabasehan ng conclusion. So, reject null hypothesis if F computed is less than 0.43 which is ito po or greater than 2.20 which is ito po. So, para naman po sa label na to, sa illustration po, ito pong nasa right side na 2.20 which is the upper critical value, ito lang po yung sakop niya. 0.025 sa table, ito po. And ito naman pong nasa left side, ito naman po ang lower critical value which is 0.45 and ang sakop niya po is 0.025 lang din po. And para naman po dito sa gitnang part which is binubuo po siya ng dalawa nating variance na 15 and 20 po. So after po natin makuha siya, di meron na po tayong pwedeng pagbasehan ng conclusion. Yung F naman po kukunin natin. So para po sa F test, ito po ang formula niya sa taas. So F is equals to 9 squared over 4 squared. Galing po siya dito. Ito po ang dalawa. Magiging 81 over 16 is equals to 5.0625 or simplify lang po natin na 5.06. So, nakuha na po natin yung F. Ilalagay na po siya natin dito sa gitna ng dalawa. So, 0.43 ay mas mataas po siya. So, pwede po natin i-reject na agad and greater din down po siya sa 2.20. Kaya po, we reject the null hypothesis. Kasi kung nakalagay po dito, pag greater than 2.20, i-reject po natin ang H, ang null hypothesis. So, we reject. Ang magiging conclusion po is, at the 5% significance level, there is enough evidence to conclude that teacher A's stopwatch is not equal to teacher B's stopwatch. Teacher A's stopwatch shows greater variation in timing results than teacher B's stopwatch. Ibig sabihin po nun, di ba po, ang hinahanap po natin is difference nila. May evidence po tayo na di nga po sila equal kasi mas mataas po yung kay teacher A kumpara kay teacher B kasi greater than po siya. So, for the next problem po natin.
So, for problem number 1, the student researchers conducted a study to examine the consistency of students' climbing speeds on the stairs of Albert Einstein Building to the 4th floor. 16 students was observed going up on an average time of 1 minute while 10 students were observed going down on an average time of 45 seconds. The variance in the time for going up the stairs was 16 seconds while going down was 9 seconds. A 10% significance level test whether the variance in time for climbing up the stairs is significantly different from the variance in the time is significantly different from the variance for going down the stairs. For null hypothesis, sigma squared is equals to sigma sub 1 squared is equals to sigma sub 2 squared. And the alternative null hypothesis is sigma sub 1 squared is not equal to sigma sub 2 squared, where sigma sub 1 squared is the variance of going up and sigma sub 2 squared is the variance of going down. To get the f, gagamit tayo ng s sub 1 squared over s sub 2 squared, where 16 over 9 is equal to 1.778 or 1.78. Para makuha yung V1, gagamit tayo ng formula na n sub 1 minus 1, which is 16 minus 1 is equals to 15. And for V2 naman, n sub 2 minus 1 is 10 minus 1 is equals to 9. The alpha is 10% is equals to 0.10. Kaya dinivide ito since siya ay two-tailed test. So, ang magiging kalabasan niya ay 0.05. Para naman makuha yung sa critical value, mula sa F-table, unang ginagamit ang degree of freedom ng numerator na 15 at ng denominator na 9. Dahil two-tailed test ang ginagamit at may kabuoang significance level na 0.10, hinati ito sa dalawa kaya ang bawat tail ay may 0.05. Para sa right tail, critical value, diretsong tinitingnan sa F-table ang value sa column para sa numerator, which is yung 15. At row para sa denominator, which is yung 9. Sa 0.5 level, which is yung divide sa 2. Ang value na nariyan ay 3.01 at ito ang nagiging upper critical value ng test. While yung sa F-table naman ay hindi nagbibigay ng left tail values, kaya ginagamit ang reciprocal rule para makuha ang lower critical value. Sa rule na ito, ang left tail value ay kinukuha sa pagkuha muna ng right tail value kung saan ipinagpapalit ang numerator at denominator ng DF. At ang value na iyon mula sa table ay yung 2.59. Kaya ang left tail critical value ay nakukuha sa pagkuha ng 1 divided by 2.59 na nagbibigay ng halos 0.39. Kaya ang dalawang critical values ng F-test ay 0.39 para sa left tail at 3.01 para sa right tail. Then, sa left shaded part, nandun ang 5% area na values, which is in 0.39. At sa right shaded part, nandun yung 5% area na 3.01. Sa gitnang shade, yung sa gitnang walang shade, yun yung acceptance region. So, if 0.39 is greater than F and greater than 3.01, we reject null hypothesis since 0.39 is less than 1.78 and less than 3.01. So, we do not reject the null hypothesis. For conclusion, therefore, at 10% level of significance, there is no significant difference between the variance of times going up and going down the stairs.
And for our next and last problem, I think, sa 9.3, two factories manufacture the same model of light bulb. We want to know whether the variability or variance of lifetimes in factory A is different from the variability in factory B. A random sample from each factory gives a sample variance and sample sizes. For factory A, sample variance of 20, sample size of 15. Then for factory V, sample variance of 8, sample size of 12. Then use a significance level of 5%. Test whether the population's variances are equal. Given S sub 1, unang gagawin natin, list muna natin ng given as usual. S sub 1 ay 20, tapos S sub 2, yan po ay 8 lamang, hindi ko lang nasulatan ng point kanina. Then N sub 1, 15, N sub 2, is 12. Then, meron ulit tayo syempre yung alpha natin, which is galing dun sa significance level natin. Yung 5% naging decimal. I-convert lang natin sa decimal places, which is 0.05. Then, magtataka kayo, bakit hindi ko siya dinivide sa 2? Since sabi ko kanina do sa topic ko is kapag pag kami pinagko-compare or may nahanapan na difference sa dalawa, matik siya ay two-tailed, then i-divide natin yung significance level or yung ating alpha. Kaso kung mapapansin nyo sa problem natin, ang hinahanap ay test whether the population variances are equal. So, kaya yun. Then, state the hypothesis. For null hypothesis, sigma sub 1 squared minus sigma sub 2 squared is equal to 0. Then, sigma sub 1 squared, this is for null alternative hypothesis. Sigma sub 1 squared is not equal to sigma sub 2 squared. Then, ayan ay, syempre, two-tailed pa rin siya. Hindi na nga lang natin siya dinivide sa 2 kasi nga, hindi naman natin hinahanap yung difference ng dalawang factory. Ang hinahanap natin ay whether the population variances are equal. Then, the next one, yung test statistic for formula, F is equal to S sub 1 squared over S sub 2 squared. Then, substitute the given. That will give us the value of 2.5. Then, next one, degree of freedom. Ito yung sinasabi ko rin sa inyo dito kanina na depende sa scenario ng problem kung ano yung gagamitin nating formula para dun sa mga hinahanap. Tulad nito, ang formula dito ng degree of freedom is basically n sub 1 minus 1. And then, ayan, substitute lang the given. So, makakakuha tayo ng 14 and 11 na value. Ang mangyayari dyan, F is with the quantity of 14 and 11 under siya ng null hypothesis. Then, p-value naman or critical value using yung ating F with a quantity of 14 and 11 distribution. Then, P is equal to F with a quantity of 14 and 11 is greater than or not or equal to 2.5. That will give us the value of 0.06665. Then, because this is two-tailed test, we double the smaller tail, giving the two-tailed p-value of 0.1333. Then, ang sunod natin gagawin, i-compare natin yung ating p-value sa alpha. At kung makikita nyo, yung nakuha nating p-value or critical value, mas malaki dun sa ating alpha. So, since ganun nangyari, we fail to reject null hypothesis. Then, our conclusion for that problem is at the 5% significance level, there is no strong evidence that the variances of bulb lifetimes differ between factory A and factory B. Although the sample variances from factory A, which is in 20, is larger than factory B, which is 8. This difference is not statistically significant because nga nung nakuha nating critical value. Thank you po.
So now, let's move on to our next topic entitled Inference on Two Population Proportions. Inference on two population proportion is a method of hypothesis testing used when the goal is to compare the proportion of successes between two distinct populations. The core of this test is the null hypothesis or H sub 0, which states that there is no difference between the two population proportions, formally stated as H sub 0, P sub 1 is equals to P sub 2. Here, P sub 1 represents the true proportion of successes in the first population, while P sub 2 represents the true proportion of successes in the second population. The entire testing procedure is built upon evaluating the sample data to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to reject this initial assumption of equality. The alternative hypothesis, or H sub 1, presents the three possible outcomes that contradict the null hypothesis. These are that the first population proportion is less than the second, and the first population is greater than the second, and the last one is the two proportions are simply not equal, or P sub 1 is not equal to P sub 2, which is known as a two-tailed test. This section explains the use of Z statistics to test the null hypothesis that the two population proportions are equal, or H sub 0 is P sub 1 is equals to P sub 2. The formula calculates a standardized value, or the Z, which measures how far the difference between the two sample proportions, the P hat sub 1 and P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2, is from 0, in units of standard error. In the formula, Z is the test statistics you calculate. Then, P hat sub 1 and P hat sub 2 are the sample proportion from population 1 and 2. Then, P sub 1 and P sub 2 are the hypothesized difference, which is 0 under the null hypothesis. Then, P represents the pooled proportion, a combined estimate from both samples. Then, lastly, N sub 1 and N sub 2 are the sizes of the two samples. For this part, pinapakita naman po dito yung simplified formula po and tsaka po yung additional process po, including po yung Q is equals to 1 minus P every time na tama po yung null hypothesis, tsaka po yung formula na Z is equals to P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2 over the square root of PQ 1 over N sub 1 plus 1 over N sub 2. Now, this section introduces the pooled estimate of the proportion, or the P hat, which is a single combined proportion calculated from both samples. This is used under the assumption that the null hypothesis is true and the two population proportion are equal. The formula for the pooled proportion is P hat is equals to X sub 1 plus X sub 2 over N sub 1 plus N sub 2. In this formula, X sub 1 and X sub 2 are the number of successes in sample 1 and sample 2 respectively, and N sub 1 and N sub 2 are the total sizes of sample 1 and sample 2. Then P hat is the resulting pooled proportion, which represents the overall proportion of successes when two samples are combined. Then lastly, this section presents the final z-test formula used for comparing two proportions. The test statistics is calculated by taking the difference between the two sample proportion P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2 and dividing it by the standard error, which is computed using the pooled proportion, or the P hat sub 0. The resulting C value is then compared to the critical region, which is the range of values determined by your chosen significance level, and the alternative hypothesis that leads to the rejection of the null hypothesis. To continue this topic, I will present a sample problem for further understanding. A city council is considering a major renovation of the Central Public Park. To determine whether the project should be approved, they decided to ask for a public support. A higher proportion of downtown residents supports the renovation compared to the suburban residents, due to their close proximity to the park. If 120 out of 200 downtown residents support the renovation and 260 out of 500 suburban residents supports it, would you agree that the proportion of suburban residents is lower than the proportion of downtown residents favoring the proposal? Use a 0.025 level of significance. So, ang una muna po natin gagawin is i-identify muna po natin yung mga given na data, which are para po sa downtown residents, ang sample size po nila, or N sub 1, is 200. Then yung supporters po nila, or yung number of successes, or X sub 1, is 120. Then para naman po makuha natin yung P hat sub 1 or sample proportion po nung downtown residents, i-divide po natin yung number of successes sa total po, sa total na population, which is 120 over 200, which is 0.60. Then para naman po sa suburban residents, ang sample size niya po, or yung N sub 2, is 500. Then yung number of successes, or X sub 2, is 260. Then again, para po makuha natin yung P hat sub 2 or sample proportion, i-divide lang po natin yung number of successes sa total population, which is 260 over 500 is equals to 0.52. Then yung significance level po natin ng 0.025. Then yung mga formula po na ginamit natin is, yung pinakauna po is yung pooled proportion or P hat is equals to X sub 1 plus X sub 2 over N sub 1 plus N sub 2. Then para naman po makuha natin yung Q hat, ang gagawin lang po natin is Q hat is equals to 1 minus P hat. Then para naman po sa test statistic po ng 2 proportion natin or yung Z, ang gagamitin po natin na formula ay Z is equals to P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2 over the square root of P hat Q hat 1 over N sub 1 plus 1 over N sub 2. Then yung una po natin gagawin, i-state po natin yung hypothesis nila. Then if null hypothesis po, then H sub 0 is equals to P sub 1 is equal to P sub 2. Then kapag alternative naman po is H sub 1, P sub 1 is greater than P sub 2 or yung downtown residence po ay may mas mataas na support po than sa mga suburban po. Then, ang pinakauna po natin gagawin is calculate po natin yung pooled proportion or yung P hat. Ang gagamitin po natin formula again is P hat is equals to X sub 1 plus X sub 2 over N sub 1 plus N sub 2. Kapag in-input natin yung mga given po, ang kalalabasan niya po is 120 plus 260 over 200 plus 500. In total, ang makukuha po natin is 0.5429. Then, para naman po sa Q hat, ima-minus lang po natin yung 0.5429 sa 1. Then, ang kalalabasan po is 0.4571. Then, para naman po makuha natin yung test statistic or yung Z po, na gagamitin po natin yung formula na Z is equals to P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2 over the square root of P hat Q hat 1 over N sub 1 plus 1 over N sub 2. Ang kalalabasan niya po is 0.60 minus 0.52 over the square root of 0.5429, 0.4571, and 1 over 200 plus 1 over 500. Ang kalalabasan niya, ang total niya po is, ang total po ng Z or yung critical value po is 1.96. So therefore, there is not enough statistical evidence that the 0.025 significance level to conclude that the downtown residents have significantly higher support than the park renovation to suburban residents. Yun lang po.
So, para naman po sa iba pa nating problems, ay ito po, pakita po siya. Ito po yung problem. So, the Electrical Engineering Department at Batangas State University conducted 2 different review programs before the final practical exam. In Program R, which is regular review, 180 students attended and 150 of them passed the exam. In Program A, accelerated review, 120 students attended and 78 of them passed. At the 5% level of significance, tests whether the passing proportion of Program R is higher than that of Program A. So una po natin ginawa is naglagay po muna tayo ng mga hypothesis po natin. So, the null hypothesis po, P sub 1 is equals to P sub 2. Equal po siya. And para naman po sa alternative value hypothesis natin, yung ina-assume po natin, is P sub 1 is greater than P sub 2 and they are not equal po. So, para po sa ating level of significance, 5%, equivalent po siya sa 0.05. And dahil po ang ina-assume natin is higher than program A, ang program R, is magiging right-tailed test po siya. Kasi po pag right-tailed, ang assume po natin is greater than. And pag left-tailed naman po is less than po. So ito naman po yung formula sa Z computed as discussed kanina po. So Z equals to P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2 divided by the square root of P hat times Q hat times the quantity of 1 over N sub 1 plus the quantity of 1 over N sub 2. So yun po. And dahil po magagawa po tayo ng conclusion base po dito sa ating level of significance, if Z is greater than 1.65 po ito, kaso nisulat po dito is 3 decimal points. So if Z is greater than 1.65, we reject the null hypothesis. And ang critical Z value po ng 0.05 is 1.65. So paano po natin nakuha yung 1.65? Ang ginawa po natin, dahil right-tailed test po siya, i-assume po natin na positive. Kasi sa right-tailed test po, positive. Sa left-tailed, negative. So, 0.05 po ay ima-minus lang natin sa 1. So, magiging 0.95. And yung 1.65, makikita po natin siya sa Z table, which is positive na Z table. So, punta lang po tayo sa positive Z table. Ito po. So, hanapin po natin is yung 0.95 po. Hanapin lang po natin dito. 0.95. So, ito po siya. And kaya po naging 1.65 yung ating critical Z value kasi po yun po ang katapat niya. So, ito po 0.5 sa taas and then 1.6 sa left side po. Kaya po, ito po ang nilagay natin. So, balik po tayo sa problem. Dahil nakuha na po natin yun po ang magiging basehan ng ating pagbabasehan ng conclusion po. So, para naman po sa full proportion or p hat po, ang formula niya po is x sub 1 plus x sub 2, which is ang x sub 1 po is the number of successes, which is yung mga nakapasa po sa exam. And n sub 1 plus n sub 2 is the sample size po, yung kung ilan po yung nag-review. So, dahil po dito ay kailangan niya may p hat sub 1 minus p hat sub 2, pahatin po natin ito sa dalawa. So, ito po as you can see, p hat sub 1 is equals to x sub 1 all over n sub 1 and p hat sub 2 is equals to x sub 2 over n sub 2. So, ilalagay lang po natin yung mga values. So, p hat sub 1, 150 over 180. Ang magiging sagot niya po is 0.83339 na 3 po yan. And para naman po sa p hat sub 2, 78 over 120 is 0.65. Ito po mga nakalagay dito is based lang din po sa problems. So, para po makuha naman natin yung pinaka-full proportion niya po na gagamitin dito sa baba, na p hat po, pagsamahin lang po natin sila lahat. So, 150 plus 78 divided by 180 plus 120 is magiging 0.76. At dahil kailangan po ng q hat, which is the complement po ng p hat. Ang formula po sa q hat is 1 minus p. So, ito po yun, 0.76. So, minus naging 0.24. Then, after po makuha natin lahat ng values na ito, ilalagay lang po natin siya dito sa ating Z test na formula po. So, lagay po natin 0.8333 minus 0.65 divided by the square root of 0.76 times 0.24 times the quantity of 1 over 180 plus the quantity of 1 over 120. So, ang magiging Z computed value po natin is 3.64, 24, 63, 98, and 1. Or simplify po natin siya, 3.6425. So, dahil may nakuha na po tayong Z, ilalagay na po siya natin dito sa pagbabasehan ng ating conclusion. So, dahil po mas mataas ang nakuha nating Z computed kaysa sa 1.65, we will reject the null hypothesis tulad po nung nakalagay dito. If Z is greater than 1.65 or 1.645, we will reject the null hypothesis. So, ang conclusion po natin, therefore, program R regular review is proven that it has a higher passing rate than that of program A. Ibig sabihin po nun, mas mataas nga po ang passing rate ng regular review than accelerated review. So, meron po tayong last problem for 9.4, which is ito po. The municipality of Ibaan, Batangas started a community project led by electrical engineering students from Batangas State University to promote household energy conservation using 2 outreach strategies. In Approach A, Household Visit Program, students visited 180 homes and 126 reported lower electricity bills after 1 month. And in Approach B, Seminar Program, students held a community seminar attended by 150 households and 84 of them reported lower bills. At the 1% significance level, test whether there is a significant difference in the proportions of households that reported energy savings between the two approaches. So, tulad lang po ng steps kanina, lagay po natin ng mga hypothesis. So, null hypothesis po natin is P sub 1 is equals to P sub 2 and ang alternative hypothesis po natin is P sub 1 is not equal to P sub 2 dahil hinahanap po natin is significant difference. So, isulat po natin ang ating 1% significance level is equal po siya sa 0.01 at kaya po naging two-tailed test kasi po hindi naman po sinabing greater than or less than yung hinahanap. Ang hinahanap lang po ay difference po, yung hindi sila equal. So, para naman po sa critical Z value ng 0.01, yun po ay 2.58, positive or negative 2.58. Paano po ito nakuha? Nakuha po ito dahil para po makuha natin itong 2.58, ito pong 0.01 is ma-minus po natin sa 1, i-divide po natin sa 2. So, ang magiging sagot niya po is 0.005. Then, after po makuha ang 0.005, i-minus po natin siya sa 1. Ang magiging sagot po is 0.995. So, yung 0.995 po ay hahanapin po natin sa ating Z table. So, punta lang po tayo sa Z table. Palagay po na sa positive. Kasi, hahanapin naman po natin 0.995. Which is, hanapin lang po natin. 0.995. 995. Naglalay po siya sa, ito po, 2.5 and 0.08 po. Kaya po nakuha natin yung 0.995 na ang ating value na 2.58 is dahil dun po siya nag-intersect. So, balik lang po tayo sa problem. Which is ito po siya, 2.58. After po natin makuha yun, gawin lang po natin ulit yung mga ginawa natin kanina source problem. So, pooled proportion po is yung po ulit p hat sub 1, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is divided by n sub 1 plus n sub 2. Then, hahatiin po natin sila sa gitna. Kasi dalawa po ang kailangan. Nagiging p hat sub 1 po is 126 over 180 is equals to 0.7 po. And para naman po sa p hat sub 2, 84 over 150 is equals to 0.56 po. Ang mga values po na ito ay nakikita lang din sa problem. So para po makuha natin ng p hat, which is kailangan po dito, pagsamahin na po natin sila, 126 plus 84 divided by 180 plus 150, ang magiging sagot po is 0.6363636364, or simplify lang po natin siya na 0.6364 po. And para naman po sa q hat, which is doon po itatimes yung p hat, 1 minus yung sagot po sa p hat, ang magiging sagot po is 0.3636. And after po nyan, ilalagay na po natin lahat ng nakuha nating values doon sa Z test po natin. So, ito po, as you can see. Ito po yung formula, and nilagay po natin yung mga sagot. So, 0.7 minus 0.56 divided by the square root of 0.6364 times 0.3636 times the quantity of 1 over 180 plus 1 over 150. So, after po natin ilagay sa kaligay natin yan, ang makukuha po natin Z computed value is 2.682545736 or 2.633, which is sinimplify lang po natin. So, dahil ang nakuha po nating value ay 2.633, mas mataas po siya sa ating critical Z value. So, i-reject po natin ang ating null hypothesis. Ba't po natin i-reject? Kasi po, ang hinahanap po ay significant difference. And nakita po natin na hindi sila equal at mas mataas po ang Z computed. So, ang maging conclusion po natin, therefore, the two outreach program approaches different in effectiveness. Household visits, approach A has a higher proportion of households reporting reduced electricity usage compared to the seminar approach. And proven po na hindi sila equal kasi mas mataas po ito kumpara sa critical Z value. And doon lang po natatapos lahat ng sample problems ng aming group. And yun lang po.
So our conclusion po sa chapter 9, it emphasized the importance of clearly stating the null and alternative hypothesis, choosing the appropriate test statistic based on the characteristics of the data. Wala.
And that concludes our reporting, guys. Thank you for listening and hope you learned something from us. Again, thank you and goodbye.